Hey guys, it's Tarek with Cyclone FPV, and I just did a video here on putting a quad together, and I remember that one of my customers was getting a Firefly, and I know that we did a video a short while ago on how to adjust the lens on the Firefly so that it quit jiggling around, and at that time I used a Gorilla Glue, and I had also done a hot glue, I wanted to get back and show you that the hot glue actually works, so I'm going to do that method from now on. It's easier. Less mess, and it's much quicker. So I'm going to set this up here for you, and let me get this right here, and you're going to be able to watch this here. So this is a brand new Firefly. Just open the contents here. This is going to be a very quick video. I'm not going to. I don't think I'm going to be able to see much of anything, but I figured I feel like I'm seeing some comments here, but I'm going to kind of truck along with this one. So I feel like I'd do this real quick for you guys before I have to ship this out today. So the main thing is to remember that behind this glass right here let me turn this here. Behind the glass right here, let me zoom in, is a screw, right? And so most people sit there and try to pry this apart. Well, if you do that, you're going to break the screw in the plastic. So I'm just going to show you real quickly. I've already done it once, but I'm going to show you again using the hot glue only. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to heat up the glass, because there's 2 pieces of tape on each side, double-sided tape. And if you heat it up, then this glass will peel off nicely. If you don't, you'll crack the glass. So make sure you do that. And get an X-Acto knife or something really sharp. Once you've heated it up, kind of get in there and just lightly lift it up. And don't let it cool before you get it off there, because that will stick again. So there you go. So you take the lens now, right, and go ahead and put that aside. And then here's where you're going to get your first Phillips screw. So let me go ahead and show you guys. This is what you're going to do. Is you're going to undo the first Phillips screw right here. All right, and get ready to set that aside. Let me get this out. There it is, okay. And then now you can slowly pry it apart. It's just a couple plastic latches now, but be careful, don't like kill it, because you can break the latches, but just, kind of, there you go. Just rock it back and forth, and there you go. So now you've got the Firefly open, and now what you're gonna notice is there is another screw right here. It's another Phillips screw. It's a pretty small one. I'll just try to zoom in there for you. So here's the screw right now, and this is the hole that had the screw in coming from the front earlier. So anyways, you're going to remove this one. This is a much smaller screw than the first one you took out. So we're going to go ahead, and that's it right there. It's very small. Set that aside as well, and then what you're going to end up with is this. And here's the reason why you get that Jello effect. It's not an oscillation issue with your quad. It's the way this lens is kind of mounted. So let me zoom out here, and I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do. So the first thing you want to do, if you can, is remove the lens, remove the camera from the housing in general. And to do that, you're basically going to flip this. It's where the ribbon holder. So basically, it locks it in. So flip it up, and that camera is going to slide right out. Now remember how it goes in, because it's got to go back in this way. Okay. Once you slide that out, you're going to go ahead and make sure your orientation is right. So if you look at how this was put together, you've got these indentions here will show you that this indention right here, on the top of the case, and your buttons right here tell you exactly how this is supposed to go in. The indention represents the USB port. So this is actually going to go just like that, and the buttons, which are on the front here, will line up with the buttons right here. So make sure you do that, because when you put this camera in, if you don't follow that procedure, you're going to put it in upside down. The camera came out like this, which means that it's up with the USB, so it'll sit in just like this in the case. So here's your USB point, here's this. You basically lay this down and place your camera perfectly flat and level in this spot, okay? And I'll show you exactly how that's gonna look. So it should look like this. I'll try to switch a camera actually, see if I can get a top view. Well, no, I'll just leave it like this, because I don't want to mess around right now. So anyways, this is how it should sit, right? And as long as it's straight, and it needs to be perfectly straight. So once it's in there like that, and it's straight, you will apply your hot glue. So I'm looking at it. Once I set my fingers down, it's going to be straight. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it just about like that. Now I'm going to take my hot glue gun, and I'm going to go ahead and just drop the hot glue around it. And I'm just going to put enough so that it can bind to it, I guess, and get it to hold. All right, and I'll get it to cool down so I can blow on it, but I don't want to move anything So just blow on it a little bit. Try to get the glue to cool, but do not take your finger off of this because you don't want that lens to turn at all. So give it a few minutes, and if you feel like the glue is starting to hold, you can go ahead and take your finger off. And this glue is still kind of loose, so I'm just going to leave it here until it dries a minute. No, it's not a hero, but I tell you what, for 30 bucks, man, it's yeah, it's definitely a very affordable way to shoot video, and this is the fix for it because of the vibration that you'll get from the lens not being fastened. But anyways, it's like I said, it's just to kind of do an update on what I did before, because using the hot glue actually worked out real well, and it was quicker, and the Gorilla Glue expands and it ends up getting stuck in the buttons and stuff if you're not careful. So this is going to be almost ready. It's still hot, so let me just go ahead. I might as well just get the rest of this in there while I can. All right. And then what I will do is I'm going to most likely get some an aerosol can. So give me 1 second. And this can speed up the obviously the drying process. I wouldn't do it a lot because I like to let things dry at their normal pace, but I'm just going to go ahead and try to get this to speed up just a little bit. So let me zoom out of here real quick. All right, and so that held, that's actually pretty solid right now. Everything looks straight. I'm going to put some more glue on there now just to fill it up. A little bit around the edges I didn't reach earlier. And the rest of the glue has dried pretty well. So I'll hit it again with, I'll just let it run kind of a little bit here. And as you can see, the camera is now, the camera's straight. Everything looks great. It's at 90 degrees, so that's not a problem. And we'll let this dry. And while that's drying, I'll try to hit it just a little bit. I'm not going to try to hit it too much, but this will, you can almost see, I guess maybe you can see the glue starting to dry a little bit, but and when this is Gorilla hot glue, not the same as the Gorilla glue I was using before, but this this glue will dry to a white finish, not a clear finish, and so you'll know very quickly if it's dry when you start seeing somewhat of a white haze on there. Okay, so now that this is done, you're just going to basically reverse the process. That's all it takes, really. So reverse the process now and put everything back together. The main thing is getting this ribbon back in, so make sure you get the ribbon back in properly. And to do that, we're just going to pull on it a little bit and make sure it sits right back in the slot here. And once it gets in there, you can do it this way if it's easier for you. Once it gets in there, you're just going to put that latch back down and you will be good to go. So let me, I know I can't show you much of this because it's a very small work area, but let me see if I can make it a little bit easier. I'll try to pull that ribbon out for you guys. So just get it lined back up, pop that ribbon in, lock it down like it is there. Make sure it's in all the way. I think I've got a little bit more to go, so let me pop this back up real quick for just a second. I'll just get it in. All right, so that's looking pretty good right there. And you will basically, hold on. Basically, once you get it set up, and you just, like I said, I mean, the first time was probably right. Okay, so it's in now, and just basically fold everything back in just like it was. Make sure the buttons here go in properly. The microphone's going to be right in front of it. It's going to kind of snap in place, so make sure you get that because those buttons have to line up properly or else they won't work, and they can get jammed. Once it's in like this, go ahead and put your screw back in, right here, the small one. And that fastens that down. And then put your back casing back together like this. and it's going to snap in. Make sure everything lines up good. All right, everything's back together there. Everything looks good. Now we're going to put the last screw back in. And that's it. Now we're going to just go ahead and take our glass here and put it back. And you want to make sure, I have a, get a cloth here. Make sure everything is cleaned up nicely. Let me get an alcohol pad here because I got a little bit of that glue residue on there. So let me get an alcohol wipe. We'll do the alcohol wipe on it. Make sure it's all nice and clean, because once you put this on, you don't want to see any smudges on your videos. And then that is good, so now we'll go ahead and just clean it up. All right, so everything's clean on there. Now I'm just going to go back over on the glass here. Make sure the inside is got no smudges at all. And then the best way to get this glass to hold again is to just reheat it when you put it on, and then let it dry and let it cool. So I'm going to go ahead and put the glass back on. Make sure it fits in perfect. And there it is right there. Go ahead and make sure we've got everything lined up. I'm actually going to turn this around because I believe I want to put it on. Let me turn it to where I do not have the tape. There we go. We'll go like this because we don't want the tape on the hole. It wasn't. There we go. So make sure that, yeah, just like that. Press your buttons. Make sure they click. They do. Everything looks good here. Just go ahead and heat it back up now. And then press it in. And there you go. You're done. You've got it all set up. You just did the quick fix using hot glue instead, and all the vibration is going to be gone now. So there you go, Colin, this is yours. It's getting packed right now, and I'm going to send it off to you here in just a second. UPS is on the way to pick up your quad, your new controller, your camera, and everything else, bud. Enjoy it. Let me know if you have any questions. Guys, thanks again as always for watching. I'm just trying to put some videos together to help y'all out. If you need anything or you want me to put a video together, I've got some great guys here helping me, Jordan, Jeff, Brandon, Dave, Sean, and I mean, and so on, and plus my great customers like Enrique and everybody else. I mean, I'm just looking at Enrique's name right there, and Julio and all you guys. Appreciate y'all very much, guys. Okay, so if you have any questions, hit me up, Tarek at CycloneFPV.com. It's TAREK at CycloneFPV.com, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook and do whatever this thing says. Subscribe on YouTube. There you go. Bye, guys. We'll talk to you soon, and we'll see you later. Bye.